Okay, so the last time I was making a recording, it didn't come out so well. And now you're going to see me back on the grid. And I'm with one of my best friends who's been on SL for the past 13 years with me, Gino. And I am trying to. Gino, is there something there? See, you guys, I have trouble walking as is. And I think Gino has put some invisible prim there because I couldn't walk for a second.
Oh, I didn't put no invisible prim here.
You didn't put a prim? Because I couldn't walk.
Nope.
Well, Gino says he didn't put a prim, so we had to scratch that. So I can't blame him for me not being able to walk. But with Gino's he builds, and I'm trying to convince him to put his builds on the marketplace and make money in this game like other people do who don't have so great builds. I had purchased houses in this damn grid, and those houses suck major donkey butt.
Well, there are some that are good.
I mean,
Not
I
all
do
of them.
too. I do too, but let me tell you what the housing designers have done. They have become overpriced. The prims counts in their mesh homes are high, so you definitely have to own a piece of land somewhere, which can be pricey as well. They don't design those houses for people who have just come to SL, in other words. So,
Yeah.
like, we've been on the grid 13 years. Other people that have
Mm-hmm.
been on the grid 13 months, they're gonna buy these pricey houses without realizing the people are taxing out the ass and they don't need to be.
Yeah, I think you need to do just a little bit more research if you're gonna do that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
pick where you want to live and coordinate the prims to the limit of the land.
exactly. And another thing that I noticed was back when we first began, you remember I used to have all those big houses, Gino, and I used to have such limited
Mm-hmm.
prims because the houses were so big, but they were full of prims. So it's like with in Second Life, there's always been this prim thing where you don't ever really get enough prim for your money. In other words, so like you'll get a really nice house, but there should be 300 prims. And if you're on land that has 700 prims, it's like you don't have much to do. You don't have much left for decorating. So
Yeah.
so you have to try to do a crazy hunt. House hunting on SL is legit worse than house hunting in real life. It really is, because you got to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how many times I used to drag you, Gino, to TP a place to look at a house?
Yeah, I
I
remember.
dragged you a million times to look at a house I was TPing, that I was getting to, or TP'd you to look at a house I was trying to get. And then I'll be like, how many prims is this? And I'll be like, okay, well, this is a good amount of prims. And then the price to be the problem. So it's always problematic in SL with the damn prims versus the house. So they came out with Mesh. Mesh to me was great, but then it's like you offset the prims again for the price, because you're getting a mesh house and it's beautiful, it's well built, it's less prims, and it's thousands of dollars more, hundreds and thousands of dollars more.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Me either. So right now, Gino's building a house, and he took some
For free.
for free, exactly. But it's not going to be on marketplace for free. Sorry, guys. When he does finally decide to put it on marketplace, it's going to have a price, but it's going to be priced
It's not gonna be. If I had a
exactly.
store on the marketplace, I'm not gonna be all fucking jank with my prices.
Exactly. It's going to be affordable to real life people in their real life budgets.
Yeah, you gotta remember, people come start from somewhere.
Yeah,
Can't just be like, oh, I knew all this shit all like. No, you did not.
exactly. Because we all had to come in this game and learn. It's
Yeah.
SL is people are like, oh, it's a game. I'm like, we call it a game, but it's really not. It's a social experience.
Yeah, it's more like a social
It
thing.
is. It is. It's like being on any other game that you have and you form friendships and families and all that other stuff. But it's not.
Yeah.
When you start forging those kind of relationships, it's not a game anymore because you know people.
Nah, because you build these relationships with these people, and trust me, I know I have a couple of them. I do. That's including you, Mishy.
Well, I know because we're close though in the game. You know, I
Yeah.
You know I don't look for love in this game anymore because you know I have the worst. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh. You know I have the worst luck with love in this game. So I don't even fucking bother. I don't even bother. Because it's like, it's too much. Luckily you've only had, I would say, what? One bad experience, I guess. Well, it wasn't really bad. It was just you and Nessa. You and Nessa just grew apart. Nessa's cool.
Yeah.
I'm still cool with Nessa. He's still cool with Nessa. She's a cool person. She's not, they just grew apart. Because you gotta
I was hurt.
I know you were hurt, too.
Don't let me, she lied. No, I'm just playing.
Do you know we all get hurt, though? It's how life is.
It's a part of life.
Okay,
So
let me tell you guys, it's part of life. Let me tell you my fucking catfish story. Gino, do you remember my catfish story?
Yes, I can remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, let me tell you guys about my catfish story. So, I'm in the game, and I'm minding my business, and my last name on this game is Wardell. It's not common. It's just like his last name is Neox. It ain't common. I don't run into a lot of Neoxes, and that's how you can also tell how old somebody is in the game too. It's by their last name, because some last names don't exist. They don't. First of all, last names don't exist. Now, if you want to have a last name, you can actually buy one to change it.
I think they're trying to bring it back, but yeah, continue.
But no, it's for $30. That's how much it costs.
What?
Yeah.
$30 for
it's $30
last name.
Yes, $30.
Kind of fucking shit is that?
I don't know, but everybody. We know how old people are because they have a last name. We know that. So,
yeah.
So, I met this person, and their last name was Wardell. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't even see them. I was at a party. I didn't even see them when I got on the ground. I was just at the party, and then somebody jumped in my box, and their last name was Wardell, and they wanted to, like, meet outside of the party. And I was like, okay, cool. It was a guy. So, we meet outside, and some of us were using voice at that time. Some of us were not. I used voice. Gino used voice. We were well acclimated to the game. We trusted each other. We knew we could get on voice, and nobody was going to judge the other person's voice or whatever. Right? So, I used voice, but it was still people in the game who didn't use voice. So, I was like, okay, that's normal. Let me not be too judgy on it, right? So we're talking. So he wanted to do the do. So we do the do, and I'm like, well, let's mic up and like do the do that way. Like, basically phone sex, okay? I'm guilty. Sue me. You see, one of my best friends on the grid is judging the fuck out of me right now. He really is.
No judgment here.
You're judging me. So.
No.
Okay. So, we do. I have on this stupid HUD, because this is how you have to get pregnant in this. So you have to have on a HUD. So, I had on this HUD, and I got pregnant. So I'm like, almost it takes a couple of, what does it take, a couple of weeks, to have the baby, like 5 weeks or something like that?
I don't know. I'm not into all that shit.
I don't remember. It was like maybe a month to have the baby, 2 months or something like that. You have the baby. It speeds it up. It goes by the weeks. So, it would be 2 months. It would be, because there would be 9 months. Every week is a month. So it'd be what, 9 months pregnancy, 8 weeks, 8 weeks or 1 month. That'd be what, 2 months? Yeah, 2 months and a week. So he disappears like a deadbeat does in true deadbeat fashion. He disappeared. And I'm like, I got this house. I got this nursery set up. I got this belly on. I'm going to have this baby. So I had the baby, and my real life best friend was who got me in the game. She came. Her real life sister came. I know them. And they logged on, and I had this baby. It was a cute little baby. That wasn't the issue. But I had no dad. So finally, the dad logs in, and I let him. I hope you chewed that person out. I chewed the fuck out of her. To give him the baby, we have the baby. We're spending a little bit of time together, and he disappears again. So I finally was like, he came back on one day, and he's like, Mishy, I just wanna. This girl came up to me and she approached me one day and she was like beefing with me over him. Oh, that's who I've been dealing with. That's my man, mama, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, let's get him on. Let's clear it up. If, who he wants to be with, we'll clear that up. We'll find that out. You guys, he logs on and he like acts like he doesn't know what's happening. He acts like he doesn't know what's going on. He's not been double dipping and he's this, that, and the third, right? So he disappears. And me and this girl are still talking and we're like, we're not beefing, we're not anything. I was like, I'm not going to beef with you about his dishonesty because you didn't know, I didn't know. Right? So it doesn't make sense to beef with her. I log off. I kid you not. I got an offline message. And when you get offline messages, they go to your Gmail or whatever email you have set up.
Right.
Let me see if I can find this message. This guys, you just will not believe it. If I can find it. This message, I'm just going to break it down here because I don't know if I still have it. Basically, the girl was him. He was living a double life. He was living as a male Abby. And he was, in real life, a female, but he was a female Abby as well. He had been lying to me all along. He'd been playing on this male Abby. We were married. We had the kid. And kind of find out he was telling me basically he was sorry. She wanted to go back to her female Abby. And that basically I would never see the male Abby again. So
That's some fucked up shit.
that is fucked up. That was my catfish story for Second Life. So I basically got played on here. So after that occurrence, you had to mic up with me. I don't care who you were. You had to mic up with me because you were never ever going to get me like that again, where you had me feeling like, you were a man. I was building a family with you and you were a damn woman. Ever, ever, never, never, ever again. So that was my catfish story for Second Life. The amount of people I trust are either offline or in this room right now. Basically. That shows you. And when I go to my list, let me see if there's anybody on my list that I can look at that I trust with everything in me.
The ones I trust is the ones that I know and know me. So
right now on this very list, I would say there is not a goddamn person logged in currently besides Gino that I trust. There is nobody else on this grid that I can trust like that.